Okay, madam. Good morning, students. How are you? Did you note down all the important points what I explained you other day? Yes, I think you note down. I think what lesson I explained yesterday. Do you know where did I stop my lesson? Yes, yesterday we discussed about industries in India, the development of industries in India, and how industries produce goods, how industries play an important role in the development of our Indian economy, what are the uses of industries, how industries provide employment opportunities, all these things yesterday I explained. Today, we are going to discuss about the factors of production. So, what is called factors of production? How factors involved in the production of goods? I can explain you. Listen, suppose in your house you may use chairs. How chairs are produced? Is there any article be getting from this air? We can't. In your house you may use buckets, plastic buckets. You may use dustbins in your house. All the material, whatever the article you use in your house, it must be produced in factory only, industries. That is sure. So, if you want to make any good, the factors must involve. What is the factors of production? What are they? What are it rewards? Factors of production means anything which is help in the production of goods is called as a factor of production, or like this I have to say the factors which is involved in the production of goods is called as factors of production. Yes, how many factors of production do you know? There are 4 factors of production. Once again, 4 factors of productions. What are the important factors of production? Yes, now I can explain each of the factor. The first one, land. The second one, labor. Third one, capital. Fourth one, organizer. And fifth one, listen, actually previously the economist introduced the only 4 factors, that is land, labor, capital and organization or organizer. Organizer or organization, it is also used and also called as entrepreneur. The organization is also called, organizer also called either organization or organizer, and also called entrepreneur. That means proprietor of the particular industry. Yes. Listen, if you want to establish industry, the land is must. Without the land, we can't construct any building. So, the land is one of the most important factor of production of the goods. But second one, labor. Yes, land is available. Without the labor, how can the goods produce? Yes, labor must work in the factory, the making of goods, the goods are produced. That means labor is also one of the factors of production. Third one, capital. Capital means money. Sometimes the capital means use, the machines also may use as a capitals. The more than 1 lakh rupee, more than 2 lakh rupees of machines. This is also called as of capital. And then money is also called capital, and heavy machinery is also capital. Already I told in the beginning of the lesson, the machines are very important. Electricity is very important. The raw material is very important for the production of any good. So machines are also called factors of are called capital. Then last one, organization or organizer, and also called entrepreneur, and also called as entrepreneur. These are also called as factors. But recently the economists added one more factor, that is called as technology. Yes, in every industry, in every field, the technology was used. Yes, so that is called technology. With this, there are 5 factors of production. There are 5 factors of production, that is called technology. Yes, listen, all these factors solve freely? No. These factors of production get its rewards. It is called reward. Example, land get rent. Nobody can give land freely. Suppose if you want to run any shop in our Palakollu town or in your villages, shoppings may not allot freely for the businessman. So the land get rent, labor get wage, capital get interest, and organizer get profit and loss, profit or loss. And technology got royalty. How technology use? Listen, nowadays in the agriculture sector, they are using machines. Suppose if I want to lift any big heaviest machinery, we can use a crane. That is technology. With the help of crane, easily we may lift anything. Nowadays in the agriculture sector, we are utilizing proclaimers. If you construct a road using some technology, as a technology got royalty. Once again, the 4 factors of production, that is called as land, labor, capital, organization or entrepreneur, and technology. And technology. Yes. So rewards rent, land get rent, labor get wage, capital get interest, organizer get profit, and organizer is also called as a risk bearer. Is also called as a risk bearer. He may bear the risk. If he got profit, very happy. Sometimes it may get loss. He may bear either profit or loss. He may bear. So he is called as a risk bearer. So these are the important in every industry. Whatever the industry, whatever the goods you produce in the factories, these 5 factors must involve. Without the involvement of these factors of production, no good can be produced. Understand? So these are called the factors of production. Yes, I am rubbing off. Take your notebook and note down these points. It can help you in your future. Be carefully note down. Yes, I am going to rubbing off. Listen. Now we are going to learn the classification of industries. The classification of industries. Already I told you how industries help the nation's economy, I told. Now I can explain you about how many kinds of industries are there. Yes, listen. The availability of the raw material. Understand? The availability of the raw material. Industries are mainly classified into three categories or three kinds. Understand? The availability of the raw material. Industries are classified into three kinds or three categories. These are: first one, agro-based industries. Second category, mineral-based industries. Mineral based industries. Third one, forest based industries. Once again, depend upon the availability of raw material, industries are classified into three categories, that is agro based industries, mineral based industries and forest based industries. What are called agro based industries, what are called mineral based industries and what are called and forest based industries? Yes, I can tell you. First category of the minerals industry. Yes, listen, what is agro based industries? The industries are mainly depend upon agricultural products or agriculture. We have to say like that also. The industries which are depend upon agriculture is called as agro based industry. Agro means agriculture. Agro means agriculture. Yes. So, first of all, I can explain you about agro based industries. Okay, understand? Agro based industries, mineral based industries and forest based industries. Sorry. Yes, what are called agro based industries? What kind of industries are comes under agro based industries? What kind of industries comes under agro based industries? I can tell you the first of all, cotton and textile industry. Cotton and textile industry, jute industry, sugar industry are the best example for agro based industries. First one, cotton and textile industry. Second one, jute. Jute industry. And third one, sugar industry. Okay, once again, cotton and textile industry. Okay, jute industry and the sugar industry. Carefully listen, these are very important industries in our India. Okay, example for agro-based industries. Example for agro-based industries. Now I can explain. Okay. First one, cotton, and the second one, jute, third one, sugar industry. Now I can explain each of the industry. How industries played important role in the production and the development of economy. How industries are providing employment opportunities. Do you know one thing? When agriculture was well developed, automatically industries are also well developed. Suppose the cotton crops are giving good yielding, or automatically a number of cotton and textile industries were established in our country. It has played an important role. This is called cotton and textile industry. Listen, you are using uniform. Suppose your birthday, otherwise your marriage functions, the festival time, we use new cloths. You purchase new cloth and make it a dress. Sometimes directly we may purchase new clothes in the shopping stalls, that is ready-made. How? Yes, these goods are coming from this. Yes. Cloth, what is the difference between material and raw material? Do you know? Number of times I told in your previous classes, material and raw material. Example, I can tell you, cloth is a material. Your shirt cloth is a material. Cotton is a raw material. Understand? Cloth is a material and cotton is a raw material. Sugar is a material, sugar cane is a raw material. Like that. Iron is a material, ore is a raw material. Your bench or a table is a material, wood is a raw material. Yes, with the help of raw material, industries make goods. Okay, listen. Now I can explain you about cotton textile industry. Nowadays, actually, in our previous days before independence, already I told, our India was mainly developed industries is called as a cottage industries. Cottage industry, that is nothing but handloom industries. Yes, of course, as on today, in our surrounding villages, some cottage industries are there, that is called handloom industries. Of course, in the place of handloom, nowadays machine looms came into existence. So these are called as cotton and textile industries. Actually, in which places these kind of industries are established? Already told, where the abundance of raw material available, there the relevant industries are established. I told very clearly number of times. Listen, yes, in our country in our country, which places or in which states these cotton and textile industries are there. Listen, in our India, Maharashtra and Gujarat, these are the leading states of cotton and textile industry are there. Why? Why? Yes, cotton and textile, Maharashtra and Gujarat and hinterlands of that area, yes, the cotton is abundantly available. The cotton bales are available. These very fertile soil, so the cotton is grown well in these states. Because of that, because of the particular reason, the cotton industries are well developed in Maharashtra and Gujarat abundantly. Understand? Yes. And also the cotton industry are produced 14% of employment opportunities in our country. Listen, these cotton industries, some cotton industries are established in public sector and private sector. Listen, nowadays the most of the industries are established in private sector only. That means the 80% of industries are established in private sector and remaining the rest of the industries are established in public sector and some cooperative sectors. Yes. Listen, I want to say one thing now. Generally, in the British period, very few cities are well developed industrially because the British government mostly concentrated on these cities, so that is called as Mumbai, Chennai and Kolkata. Only these three cities are well developed before independence because the British mostly concentrated on these cities only. You observe, Bombay is a well developed city in our India. Next, Chennai, there also, and then Kolkata, there also. So, these three cities are well developed in the British period. The British are concentrated yes, in this region. Because of that, Bombay is the economic capital of India. Bombay is Mumbai. Of course, nowadays it is called Mumbai. So, British concentrated on only Mumbai, Chennai and Kolkata. So, these three important. Why? Because 4 facilities are there. Listen, this is the peninsular India. Chennai, Kolkata, Mumbai. Okay, understand? This is peninsular India. In peninsular India, only the 3 cities are well developed by the British government because the British government mostly concentrated on these cities because ports are there. Ports. That means export and import facilities are there. The produced goods are exported to their nation. The same time the raw material is also bringing from their country to their nation to our country. So, Yes, here the important ports are constructed in these places only, mostly concentrated. Then second important, why in Maharashtra and Gujarat these cotton industries are developed? Yes, the abundant availability of raw material, one of the cause, the cheap labor is available, very good network of transport like railways, roadways and waterways. Understand? The cheap labor, the abundant cheap labor is available. Skilled labor, unskilled labor is also available. And one more thing, yes, very good network of transportation like roadways, railways and waterways. So from these, because of all these three reasons, the cotton industry was well developed. Yes, listen, in our India, these cotton textiles are well developed, already I told you. What from to which countries these produced goods are exported? Yes, listen, our country exported goods from our country to USA, exports USA, UK and US, France, etc. etc. US, Russia also. Yes. Do you know? Garments exports are very most important export of our country from our country to America. That means the many developed countries are imported our goods, especially these kind of cotton. So because of that, the cotton textile industries are well developed as and today in our India. Understand? Understand or not? How many kinds of industries are there? Yes, agro based, mineral based and forest based. The first one I explained, agro based industries. The first one is cotton textile industry. So it is also provide a number of employment opportunities to its people in the state and hinterlands of the particular area. So these are the important information about cotton and textile industry. The second important agro based industry is jute industry. Second important industry is called as what do you know about jute industry? What is the importance? That means in your school campus, sometimes schools may conduct games for small children, that is sack bag jumping. Sack bags, carpets and also sometimes you use a thread. So these kinds of goods are produced with the help of jute industry, jute. So jute is also most important industry in our India. That means cotton and jute is also comes under cash crops like. So jute industry is very one of the most important industry in our India. Yes, which state in India occupies first place in the production of jute? Yes, West Bengal is the leading state. West Bengal is the leading state to produce jute. Yes, why? Yes, it is a very fertile land. Why in West Bengal this jute industry well developed means because of Hooghly River. Hooghly River is also played important. Cheap water transport is there. Because of that, the British government constructed Saint William Fort in West Bengal. So West Bengal is the most important leading state produce jute industry. So this is one of the most important industry in our country, jute industry. It is also called as agro-based industries because we are exporting these goods to other countries like Germany, America and Japan and other developed countries. We are exporting our jute goods because it is also bringing foreign exchange to our country. So it is we are utilizing nowadays, you know, in our villages partitions are there, partitions, that is also this is jute production only. Previously we were used to construct partitions, we may use coconut leaves, but nowadays in the place of that we are utilizing sack bags and also rice package and also other important packages are also used with the help of this jute industry. Do you know in our Andhra Pradesh is also one jute industry, particularly in West Godavari. Do you know Eluru? Near Eluru, the one jute industry is there beside the war bridge. So these are the important information about jute industry, particularly this is also agro based industry. The one more industry is there, I can explain you later.